I made my family disappear.
Welcome to the 114th episode of Retrotopia. My name is Brian, and we're going to the McCallister house this week in the game Home Alone, both the little bit of the movie and the Super Nintendo game. Now, we've ordered some cheese pizza, but Alan got greedy and ate it all up, and then burped in your face, so off to the attic with you as we get going on this episode. If you just want to listen to our episode proper, you can go about 20-25 minutes down the road and you'll get to the discussion we had, but we hope you stay around. We do like to have some fun in these intros, so we do have a couple of comments and we do play the game Choose One, Lose One. Either way, thank you for listening very much, but before we begin, we do have to get some plugs out of the way, so I'm going to do that now. So if you could rate it 5 stars wherever you get your podcast, it helps us be seen. That would be awesome. We would love you guys. If not, an honest rating always works as well. We always could approve, and we always love to hear from you. So leave a comment on your favorite podcasting service. Also, we have social media. You can find it all at linktree/Retrotopia. That's linktr.ee/Retrotopia, which also includes a link to our Dashery store, or you can go to retrotopia.dashery.com. There you'll find some of our merchandise. We have a couple of designs there, and they're fun. That's all I'm going to say about that. Also, we have a Patreon, and it is free to join. And I must say, we have gotten an influx of free members there, and we're very grateful to everybody who has joined. But with your free tier, you get the ability to take part in some of our polls. We did a poll for the 5x5x5 that happened last week. You'll also be able to chat with the host. You'll get a link to our Discord, which, again, you can chat further with us there. We're very active in the Discord. You can write in about the game of the week. You can write into the host in our section called the 9-Bit Banter Box, which is coming up. You'll also get the episodes of Quick Play, which is our short review series by one of us. And we've included more Joe now in that. Also, we do Retro Bites. Joe and myself will do Retro Bites, and we usually throw in an extra topic for the Patreon, and we try to release it about 15 days early, but we might be a little bit late this time. Christmas is causing a lot of havoc in our lives, and we just might not make the 1st of January deadline. So keep your ears out for that. It might be a few days late, but we promise you it's coming. We're also working on reformatting it a little bit to make it flow a little bit better than our normal simple topic format. So exciting stuff happening. Just stay tuned for that. Also, we do also have a hero tier, which costs $2 US a month if you want to join that for extra support. You actually get to select a game for one of us hosts to review on Quick Play, as well as you get the Sam created show, New Game Plus, where we take newer games and we review those, or if we have a topic that doesn't really fit the mold of anything else, we put it into a New Game Plus. Sam did the Dragon Quest manga, so a lot of fun stuff there. Also, you get a shout out, and we do have a shout out this week, so I'd like to welcome Brian Hang to the hero tier. Thank you for your support. It means the world to us. Also, I'm loving the amount of Brians that are showing up in our Patreon. Call me biased, but I think it's a great name. Now, if you just wouldn't spell it with that Y, ugh. I'm just kidding. Thank you very much. All right, so that's all out of the way, but it's not over yet because we're going to get into the 9-Bit Banter Box, a chance for the Patreon members to write into the host of the week because they're culturally elegant. Now, I just want to say before we begin, we've had a lot of new members join, as I mentioned earlier, and I just hope you all know that you can write into all these comment sections, and we would love to hear from you, like we love to hear from Festive Yoshi 94, who says, Brim, Merry Christmas. As a Christmassy question, do you do Christmas jigsaws? Also, there is a code in DKC related to Christmas. Search it up. I did. I actually didn't know about that, but I did search it up. So here is the instructions from the file select screen, press LRR, and then you'll have the option to enter text, so you enter the word Merry. So when you get into the game, you have a bunch of Christmassy surprises. What are those Christmassy surprises? It turns the game bonus levels festive. Stars become bells, bananas become wrapped presents, Christmas music plays, and you get a special holiday jingle when you finish. So, yeah, fun stuff. Always loved Donkey Kong Country. I just did an episode with Adam Blank over at Remember the Game. So yeah, it just great game, holds up. All of them are really good. I'm a Donkey Kong Country 1 fan. I know a lot of people think 2 is like the good one, like the great one, but honestly, all 3 are really great. As for your other question, do I do Christmas jigsaws? I do not. Personally, I don't have the patience to sit there and stare at jigsaw puzzles. My wife, however, she loves jigsaw puzzles. She actually has a table in her office that always has a half-done jigsaw puzzle, so I'll walk in there every so often and I'll place a piece. Not often in the right spot, and it confuses her, and she hates when I do it, but I do it anyways. And as well as all of her Lego, she has a Harry Potter owl I always turn the head around on, and it's become a fun little game if I can do it without her noticing, and I quite often do. But she has to be in the office. That's my only self-rule. So no to the jigsaw puzzles, yes to making my wife's life a little more hectic. I hope that is great. I'll check out that DKC3 code. Thank you, Mr. Yoshi94. As next up, we have Hoolies Pet Dinosaur, who says, "Hey there, Captain B. Rye." Literally what he wrote out. Who is your favorite musical artist, and which artist sounds like nails on a chalkboard to you? Fun stuff. I don't have a favorite artist. Yes and no. I mean, there's artists I can listen to over and over and over again. Like Flagpole Sitta by Harvey Danger is a song I can just listen to on repeat. Tom Sawyer by Rush, I'd probably say, is one of my all-time favorite songs. Every time it comes on, I just get that adrenaline rush. Then it's just more my musical taste at the time. Like, I go through phases where rock just is everything I want to listen to. You know, you got your punk, your grunge, your alt, your ska. You got video game soundtracks if I'm in the mood. I'll listen to classical music if I just need to think and I need something without lyrics. That just keeps my mind on track. I'll even go through a rap and hip hop phase. As for artists that sound like nails on a chalkboard, I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't like that style of music. Not very many pop artists really jump out at me, and anything country just turns me right off. I can't stand country. It is just such a bad genre. It is so bad they created its own award show just because they couldn't win anything against real music. Take that, everybody who likes country. Thanks, Hooli. Next up, we got Dave McGinnis, who says, "Hello, Sexy B." Well, hello. If you had to choose one, what would it be? Beer, tacos, or me? So I'm going to treat this like a marry, fuck, kill situation. So I would marry Dave McGinnis, I would fuck Guinness, and I would kill tacos. Reasoning, well, Dave, I love you, buddy. You are one of my bestest friends in the world, along with others who know who they are, because I try to make it known. As well as Guinness is a delicious beer, although I can only drink it once in a while. I can't have too much Guinness. It's like drinking a meal. As well as I'd give up tacos for you, buddy. I love tacos, but I'd give them up. That's how much I want to marry you. Let's get married. It's awkward. Sitting here trying to decide whether I re-record that or not, but I don't think I'm going to. No, I'm going to live with that. I'm going to live with it from now on. Next up, we got Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Ah, man, I should look up the lyrics and start singing the song out every time he writes. Also, by the way, I can now spell that name without making a error on my computer. Thank you very much for making me learn something that I will never forgive you. They ask, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Well, let's go with the classics. Home Alone, obviously, I do love that movie, even though it's aged to a point where both as an adult and as a father, it's ridiculous beyond belief, but it's about the suspension of disbelief that makes the movie good. I also have Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's a really good movie. Muppets Christmas Carol, I don't care what you say, the Muppets will never get old. You got your Bad Santa for your little bit of a raunchy movie there. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and those claymation type or really old animation type cartoons. They always come on TV. Like, they always put them on the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, or CBC as we call it here, and they will always entertain me every Christmas. Even though I think they're god-awful, I just love them. Charlie, I remember I was at the bar sitting there having some drinks, and there was 2 football games on, and they didn't change the channel, so the Grinch came on the third TV, and me and the dude beside me ended up watching the Grinch more than the football, so the Grinch is on that list as well. Also, there's a Charlie Brown Christmas, because that movie, we all know about the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Newer movies, 8-Bit Christmas, kid getting his first Nintendo. That's what the whole movie is about. It turns out to be a movie about, family and love and stuff like that. Then you have something more actiony, Violent Night, which I guess you could call like, I think somebody compared it to like Die Hard for Christmas, except for, Die Hard being a Christmas movie, but I'm keeping it off the list because reasons. But so Violent Night is on there as well. That's with David Harbour, the guy from Stranger Things. That's pretty much my Christmas watching list right there. My wife does an annual watch through of White Christmas. I think it's White Christmas. I don't know. It's one with a lot of singing. I just avoid the room when she watches it. But that is my list of Christmas movies. I hope that your list is just as jolly. Next up, we have Fill Up My Mouth with Farts. What's going on, Brian? They say, or they begin. Let's say Nintendo didn't screw Sony over on the PlayStation. What do you think gaming would look like today? Would another company step up and make the third console? Would we be in a gaming monopoly? With Nintendo's family focus, would we see games like GTA, Resident Evil, or Metal Gear Solid released on their console? Do you think Nintendo regrets their decision as it single-handedly created their own worst enemy? Great question. Great hypothetical. I love hypotheticals. I believe if Sony didn't jump into the market, I think Sega would still be around. I think it would still be a Sega versus Nintendo thing, and I don't know if we would be where we are right now, but I also think Microsoft was just bound to jump into the market eventually, especially the more popular video games became. So they'd still be in there, and maybe they would be the ones who monopolize the market using Sony's own strategy. But that's a simple answer. I'm not going to go with the simple answer, so let's go with the hypothetical. Sony stays with Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo dominates the market. Sega's there, but they're never really more than a competitor in name only. Like the Saturn did fairly well being the first CD system. The Dreamcast comes out, but nothing to write home about. Nintendo stays the course. They always stay on cartridges and stuff like that, but cartridges memory gets a lot bigger, so they're able to do better and better graphics, and yeah, that's basically the direction they're going. But let's make this even more conspiratorial. All this happens, except immediately World War III breaks out, because Sony was the linchpin that kept the world sane. With their ability to have larger games, cutscenes, Final Fantasy VII, Resident Evil, all those games, they're what kept us from killing each other. So the Y2K craze is happening because it's December 1999, and it is because these two companies are still merged together that the Nintendo 64 PlayStation is the cause of Y2K. So all the machines shut down, unlike all the power factories, planes falling out of the sky, nuclear missiles firing on their own. All of it happens and it wipes the planet out. December 31st, 1999 at 11:59 and 59 seconds. We get to see the clock shift over right before we see the bright flash of light that ends us. 1,000 years in the future, the bees have taken over, and they are dominating the planet, and they're a healthy population. Luckily, though, beer survives, and now the bees can go out and get a nice beer. I have no idea why I wrote that in my notes, but that's what I wrote in my notes. So that is my conspiratorial theory. The reality is, as I mentioned, if Sony stayed with Nintendo, either A, Nintendo would have gone CD-based to compete with Sega, or B, they would have stayed the course with cartridges and memory would have gotten bigger, but Sega would have gone CD. So maybe Sega would have actually overtaken Nintendo with better graphics. Actually, that's probably a good one. This one's one I'd like to debate with somebody. Maybe I'll bring it up to the boys and see what they want to talk about it or not. Thanks for the question. Hopefully that answers it, then doesn't answer it, then re-answers it. Next up, we have Shane's World, who hasn't been around in a while. Welcome back, Shane's World. They say, what's your 2026 games you're looking forward to? Mine has to be High on Life 2 and Grand Theft Auto 6 if it gets released next year. Fair point on Grand Theft Auto 6. It's also on my list. Man, I imagine that's on most people's list. I don't think there's a lot of people who are going to pass over on that one. But I was looking at the upcoming releases. I didn't see High on Life 2 on that list. I must have missed it, but High on Life 1 didn't get me interested enough to jump on High on Life 2. It was very generic. Even though it was a Rick and Morty humor, it just didn't land with me gameplay-wise. But there is a game, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Now, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to have it in my collection. And I'm probably not going to get to it until at least 2029 if I live that long. As well, there is a game, the James Bond game 007 First Light, that's coming out in March. That one I will take a longer look at when it becomes, when it gets closer to it. Hopefully there's like a game trial or a demo or something like that, because I don't know if they're going to capture the magic of GoldenEye, and that's what every James Bond game is trying to do, is get that like on fire gameplay that GoldenEye just had for us as kids. So I'm going to take a look at that one. As well, there's Resident Evil 9 Requiem coming out. I'm not a Resident Evil fan. I haven't played Resident Evil since Resident Evil 2 outside of this podcast. So I'm not going to jump on this one. I'm pretty sure Alan and Sam are going to be all over it. So those are what I'm looking for in 2026. Next up, we have Brother Retro. He says, "Aye, Captain. So, how have you been? I hope all is well. Love you and yours from the Retro family." Thank you. I hope everything's well, and I hope everything's well with you, and same with everybody else. It's Christmas time. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and a Happy Holidays if you're not one who celebrates the Christmas season. Take the time to rest and relax when you have the time to rest and relax. Play your games, enjoy them, but spend time with family. Don't, I can't live everybody's life, so I don't know how your life is lived, but if you still talk to your family, or if your family gets along, spend time with them. I have friends who have written off family members, so it's definitely a hard time of the season for them. If that's you as well, just understand you're still loved here. Merry Christmas to everybody. That's all the questions. Thanks everybody for writing in. Always love doing this. Always love reading these. Always love answering these. I spend some time. The longer I have to spend on a question, the more fun I have with it. A couple of times since I'm the guy who edits this, I've had some fun. Like somebody asked me about music, so I made a top 5 list in the question thing, and I ended up throwing some music in there at the same time. So I always find answering questions just fun. Like it's just very enjoyable. And speaking of things that are enjoyable, it's time to play Retrotopia's #1 smash hit game. Choose one, lose one.
Ladies and gentlemen, roll up and choose your power-up from the game of the week. You pick a power, we pick a consequence. It's choose one, lose one, the game where everyone's a loser.
The monkey paw game of Retrotopia. It is choose one, lose one. Let's start with Avendali, who says 100% want the glue gun. That was my favorite weapon to get in the game as a kid. The sticky bandits look like an off-brand Martian when you hit them with it. Granted, you get the glue guns. And I say glue guns because your hands have now turned to glue guns. Everything you touch gets covered in a hot, sticky mess. Kind of like being a teenager all over again. Next, we got Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, who says, I would like the ability to turn regular household items into booby traps. I would use this ability to build an escape room. Okay, first off, that sounds awesome. Secondly, granted, you can now create an escape room with any household item. The escape level that you build, though, is straight from the Saw movies. You're wanted for so many murders. Next is Festive Yoshi 94. It says, I want the micro machines that Harry and Marv slip on in the first film. Absolutely granted, you now have those micro machines from the movie, but no matter where you put them, they'll always magically be placed on the floor in your walking path, causing you to slip and fall each and every time. Then you'll get hit in the head with a paint can shortly after. Doesn't matter where you are. Just slip on your ass, stand up, paint can to the head. Next up, we have Hoolies Pet Dinosaurs. Says, I want to be home alone for the week of Christmas. Please, you filthy animal. Video game time. Granted, you're now home alone, trademark, for the Christmas, for the entire week of Christmas. There is a week-long power outage, so no gaming for the week. Dave McGinnis is up next, and he says, I want the bad luck that Harry and Marv have. Granted, you have their bad luck. So now every small staircase you walk on is coated in pure frictionless ice, causing you to slip over and over and over. Also, there is no other way around the stairs. You have to go up them, unlike the movie where Harry could have just gone up beside the stairs as opposed to constantly crotch ripping his way up the icy stairs. I think I get into that in the episode proper. All right, next up we got The Big Deal says, an entire cheese pizza all to myself. Granted, your pizza arrives with the rest of ours. We went out of our way to order you a cheese pizza. Because we love you, brother. But Joe eats it and burps it in your face, and you get sent to the awesome attic as punishment for being the victim. And I think I used that in the first few seconds of the show. So, there you go. You are the victim from the beginning of the show. Just like Kevin McCallister. And finally, we have Super Dave that says, all of you are thinking too small with the traps. Give me a chandelier conveniently placed in my foyer to trap unsuspecting ne'er-do-wells. The fact that my house does not have a foyer is beside the point. Well, I'm going to grant that to you. Your chandelier is delivered from Amazon.com. But you can't get the permits to have it mounted in your house due to the lack of foyer, meaning the chandelier will forever sit in your entryway waiting for you to upgrade your house. So that is it. That is everything for Choose One, Lose One. Thanks, everybody, for writing in. As always, this is a blast for us coming up with the monkey paw, wish-granting twists. So, next up, I'll be honest, as I'm recording this, Alan has not recorded the Gentleman's Interlude, so I don't know what he's going to give me. So let's all find out together, because it's time to give the mic over to Alan for the Gentleman's Interlude.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through Retrotopia, not a gamer was sleeping in our wondrous utopia. The consoles were glowing, controllers in hand, while listeners prepared for a holiday grand. The backlog was stacked by the hearth with great care, in hopes that new games soon would be there. Sprites of Mario, Link, and Samus in flight dance through our dreams on this magical night. The listeners were nestled all snug in their chairs, while visions of pixels flitted through the air, when out on the web there arose such a clatter, we logged onto sales to see what was the matter. Black Friday chaos had struck wallets like thunder. Buy one, get two, oh, the holiday plunder. Limited editions, bundles, and hype. Each deal more tempting than a triple life type. We hovered over carts, our scroll fingers sore, clicking add to cart like it's a survival war. Oh, I need this game, we all cried with glee, while our bank accounts whispered, please, mercy me. From retro cartridges to the newest hot releases, from pixelated joys to modern-day pieces, we scrolled, we debated, we almost fainted from stress at the sheer volume of titles we somehow must possess. And yet in this madness the joy still remains, in co-op adventures, in pixelated terrains. We laugh at our folly, we sigh at our greed, yet somehow we keep buying, again and indeed. So here's to the laughs, the high scores, the fun, the battles we've won, and the quests we've begun. May your snacks be abundant, your controllers stay charged, and your backlog of games be gloriously enlarged. Take a deep breath, press start, dive into your quest. Remember, my friends, gaming is truly the best. From all of us here in Retrotopia's embrace, we wish you a holiday full of joy, warmth, and grace. And if you've gone a little overboard on the sales, try not to worry, we've all been there ourselves. Your cart may overflow, your wallet may scream, but the memories, oh, the memories, are worth the dream. So Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. May your pixels shine bright and your heart feel light. Here's to laughter, to play, and to friends far and near. From all of us at Retrotopia, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I imagine that was absolutely brilliant because Alan does nothing but top-tier work, so thanks, Alan, as always, for doing that for us. And before we get into the proper, why do I keep saying the show proper? I have absolutely no idea. I guess that's my word of the week. Before we get into the discussion, let's give you a chance to weigh in on this Super Nintendo game. First up, we have Oven Dolly, who says, I played and still own the Genesis version of the game. I remember playing this game for countless hours, turning those damn sticky bandits into bouncy balls, off-brand glue Martians, or simply throwing tacks on the ground and laughing while watching them dance terribly. Nothing but great memories. When we went to record this, normally we'll play on different consoles and bring our experience of the different consoles, but this time we all went on the Super Nintendo, and we didn't realize the Genesis game is actually different than the Super Nintendo, so we don't talk about the Genesis version of this, unfortunately, and we made sure to make note of that in all the descriptions and everything because, just a heads up, we don't talk about the Genesis version, which means there's still a chance the Genesis version could be another episode. But, the glue guns don't exist in the Super Nintendo version. Next up, we have Super Dave, who says, it's the Home Alone episode, so I must know your favorite traps. Also, Saturday Night Live did an incredibly funny and gory Home Alone sketch for a few days ago, in case y'all weren't aware. I'll be honest, I was not aware. I don't actually watch Saturday Night Live. I usually catch the clips when something funny happens. It'll pop up on YouTube, and then I'll just watch it that way. Good old VPN gets me through that region lock, and then bingo bango, I got Saturday Night Live clips. We do talk about our favorite traps, so I won't get into it here, but pay attention. You'll hear what we love. Next up, we got Festive Yoshi 94. I don't know much about this game, but I am interested. However, whilst I am here, I just want to say that Home Alone 4 freaking sucks. Not sure if any of you have watched it, but there aren't many traps. They reuse names from the first film, but with different actors, and my favorite one, Home Alone 3, came before this. So Home Alone 3 is your favorite, I'm assuming. I've never seen 3 or 4 because once Kevin McCallister was out of the picture, it wasn't really Home Alone to me anymore. Next up, we got Hoolie's Pet Dinosaur. He says, I don't know why you brought it up, but God, I want to go to the Isle of Man more than anywhere. So that was from last week. If you're on the hero tier, you'll get our show called After Dark, which is basically, we record for about 10 to 20 minutes before we actually do the discussion. It's normally just a conversation, and last week the conversation turned into something about the Isle of Man and then funny names from Newfoundland, and you got town names like Dildo and Conception Bay, and that's where the Isle of Man came from. And yeah, we threw it at the end of the episode just for shits and giggles, just to make us laugh. But that's where that came from. Next up, we got The Big Deal, who says, this may be a hot take, but I really enjoy most, if not all, of the Home Alone games. There is a surprising amount of variety between the different entries where you wouldn't expect there to be. Specifically, I have a soft spot for Home Alone 2 on the Genesis, with the NES Home Alone getting an honorable mention. NES Home Alone was made by Bethesda, just in case somebody didn't know. Just blew my mind, now it's blowing yours. Finally, we have Brother Retro says, this may be a terrible game, but I have a really fun time playing it with my daughter. This is one of her favorite movies, so it's fun just goofing around on this stupid little game every once in a while. Well said. So well said. I'm going to use that as my transition point. So now with a little bit of Home Alone music, we're going to get into the actual discussion. So thank you to everyone who wrote in. It's always great to hear your thoughts. We are going to be talking Home Alone, developed by Imagineering, published by THQ, released in December 1991. We are talking the Super Nintendo version, although there are multiple versions that came out for multiple systems. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy the show. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas time, and every year we like to pick a Christmas game. Last year it was the indie game Legend of Santa, and if you've played it, you've played it. If you haven't, you should. It's a very cheap game. But this year we decided to go to one of John Hughes' classics, featuring a cast of Macaulay Culkin, Catherine O'Hara, and a cameo by the legendary John Candy. It is Home Alone, and they had a Nintendo game, or sorry, a Super Nintendo game, a Game Boy game, and a Genesis game based on the movie that we're going to get into in a little bit, but we all loved it. We've all grown up with this movie. Everybody grew up with, Kevin McCallister and the McCallisters and bad parenting and the plot that becomes thinner and thinner and thinner the older you get. So, joining me as always is my present under the tree, Alan, and the guy I want to stuff the stocking, Sam.
Oh, he's getting stuffed and I'm getting unwrapped. This sounds like a hell of a Christmas time.
Thank you, Alan, for catching that one.
I'm just glad that I'm not the guy that stepped on the ornaments or got burned on the scalp.
Oh, Brian,
I sat down
I'll
after
invade your
watching the
home
movie
anytime.
today and wrote some notes, and I got frustrated at the beginning of the movie, honestly. Like, I remember it, and I remember, like, how chaos it is, but there's just some stuff that really stuck in my craw being, like, a 40-year-old father of one kid. And just this family is so unorganized. Like, I don't think any two people talk to each other outside of shitting on Kevin.
No,
seriously.
It's pure chaos. And as a kid, like, it's loads of fun because as a kid, you're like, yeah, it's kids versus the grown-ups, and that's the way it has to be. But then as a grown-up, I find myself, I am also against the grown-ups in this film. What a bunch of arseholes. Like, seriously.
No, especially Uncle Frank.
Yeah.
Kevin, you're a fucking useless piece of shit. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's basically how he goes on. He's like this like self-entitled, just absolute asshole. Like, if my brother talked to me that way, we'd be throwing hands.
Yeah, for sure. But at least Uncle Frank is never like, he doesn't even pretend to be a decent human being. So, like, I can get on board with Uncle Frank because he's just a dick, but, And
he's absolutely useless to the overall thing. His kids are there too, but he's taking no responsibility for the organization of the family as they're late. It's just like, I'm going to saunter to the van because I'm useless. My daughter's the one doing the head count, not a responsible adult. I don't care about Kevin anyway, so fuck him.
He's a sponge, big time. But it's just it's... Was it Kate and what's the dad's name? I can't think now. Can't think now. I can't.
Oh, the actor?
No, just Kevin's dad's name. I only watched it the other day. But
Mr. McCallister, I don't know.
Mr. McCallister, fucking love it. Yeah, there you go. How's that so hard? Peter,
useless shits, the both of them. Peter McCallister, yeah. It's just like, because they actually pretend to be good parents, and let's be honest.
They're not.
The
first scene of this entire movie is Kevin lipping off and not listening to them, and they're just like, Kevin, and then they wonder why they have like a little hellion who's always lipping off to them.
Right, who they also ignore and shit on all the time. Like, it's they shit on this kid so much, it's to the point where like extended family come over, and then they also treat him like shit. It's like, what the fuck? At least your cousins would be nice to you.
They draft people
Buzz
in
is the
just to shit on him.
quintessential 80s bully.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like the fat kid with bad teeth there, and he's just, friggin' acted like just a stereotypical, I'm going to beat you up because we're brothers. And it's like, shut up, you fat piece of shit. And wasn't it him that they just took his picture and then put like a wig on him and then made him his own girlfriend?
I think it's like one of the producer's sons with a wig on or something like that.
That's right.
Just to make like, ugly children because we are still allowed to, shame kids for being not Hollywood beautiful.
Actually, I think they did that to not just like call out some poor girl on.
Right, that's true. It's like, it's at least like a, which now is also problematic, but it's like, at least it's just a boy in a wig. It's like, boys
we're not going to win.
Right.
Oh God. And then the entire, like, I noticed this today, like the ticket getting thrown into the garbage with Kevin's name on it. I never noticed that before, but I was kind of watching everything go on and it just kind of popped up. I'm like, oh crap. So that's like the, I guess the, what would you call it? The sparking point of this entire thing is Kevin's fight with Buzz, who ate all of Kevin's pizza. Kevin asked for a cheese pizza, and they order him a cheese pizza, and Buzz eats it all, so Kevin gets angry, and then Kevin gets in trouble, and Buzz gets nothing.
I know.
It's like,
throw hands.
What a dick move, where he's just...
And then he gets sent to the attic.
Yeah.
Kevin, you're sleeping upstairs in the attic. Like,
Hey,
fuck.
that room up there looked really cool, though.
I was going to say, that is literally, I mean, I watched it about a week or two ago, and I was just like, yeah, wow, you know what, actually, I think I would, away from all of that fucking chaos downstairs, I mean, that loft room looks pretty fucking sweet. I could get on board
Probably
with
where
that.
I'd end up anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, though, the moment, like, the neighbor's kid gets counted as Kevin, and he takes off, and they just think, Kevin's there, and they get to the airport, and they're at the airport, they have time in the van, nobody sits there and just takes a head count of who's in their van and says, okay, these are who I see, let's, when everybody gets out, make sure everybody's there at the airport. It takes 10 seconds, they wouldn't have missed their flight. But these parents were so up their own ass about going to France because they're rich and they don't care. Look at the size of their house. They just don't do it until they're on the plane. Then she has an epiphany. She doesn't even notice, like, go back to check if Kevin's back there. She just has the epiphany. I forgot Kevin.
Kevin!
Yeah.
And then from there, I mean...
And all the while, good old Peter McCallister is giving zero fucking shits the whole way through the film. Even after they realise that Kevin's missing, he cannot muster a single fuck to give this entire film, and it's just like, what are you doing, guys? Like, this is this is an emergency situation. It's just like, let's just go and chill out at the house, and then they know where to find us. I'm just gonna go
tug one off in the airplane bathroom, so when we land, I'm nice and relaxed.
You know what I just realized is, like, even if they, man, I mean, they would have had a situation either way, because we just talked about. Now that we've noticed the ticket is in the garbage, I mean, that's a plot device, just in case anyone asks, like, wouldn't you hand out the tickets and you'd be like, well, we have a spare ticket, we're missing a person. It's like, well, that ticket is in the garbage, so now we don't have to worry about that plot hole.
Yeah.
It's like, either way they're fucked. Like, either you, even if Kevin, miraculously Kevin gets in the van, like, his ticket's in the garbage anyways, he's not going.
I mean, the airport could reprint the ticket, I imagine, but you're right.
I don't know.
It does create another device to state why they were able to miss him, but I don't know. I just think it's still negligent of the parents not to look at their two children who are at the airport, because again, Frank doesn't look at his kids.
Right.
Like, Peter's useless.
Yeah, you had one job. It's like 2 kids, or is it 3? Does he have a sister?
They have 3 kids, a sister and a brother, and then Kevin.
I have 3 kids. I would definitely notice if one wasn't there.
Yeah,
for sure. But I don't know. I mean, obviously the film doesn't happen with all of these, like, leaps of intuition, and I kind of dig the way that it's things like the ticket. It's Kevin getting sent up to the attic where he's not necessarily going to hear everyone else getting ready downstairs. It's the power going out. It's all of this stuff, like an almost fucking Final Destination series of events that means that this kid is not making that flight, and it's just like they kind of go a long way to kind of saying, yeah, we know that this is a ridiculous situation, but if you squint sideways, it kind of makes sense given all that's happened.
No, I was going to forgive the movie for all that. I'm just, like, pointing, like, the stupidity or the absurdity of it. But you're right. Like, as a kid, you didn't even give 2 craps about the beginning. It all just set up perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I was a kid, I still remember being like, oh, the bitch forgot her kid, yo. Because that's how I talk back in Upper Canada. But the biggest thing that set this all up that I found the least believable was after reporting, I know this scene has the put them back and forth between the cops and the family dispute. They get a hold of the cops, and she's telling them, like, my kid's at home, and the cop shows up to the front door. It's all lit up inside. And he stands there and rings a doorbell. Nobody answers the door, so he walks away. And it's like, maybe I'll go around the house, poke my head through some windows, because the family has some concern. I'm a police officer in Chicago. All I've learned from this is Chicago police officers are fucking useless until the end of the movie.
I'll tell you what, though.
And even then, they're still pretty useless.
That is a lot of windows to go poking your head in. I mean, what the hell does Peter McCallister do for a living is what I want to know.
Yeah, right? Like, God, how much did that house cost?
I don't...
Like, today it's worth $20 billion.
That's basically a mansion, let's be honest. And why do they need all of those rooms? I'll tell you why. It's to maim and mutilate burglars. That's what it's for.
Yeah. But I'm not done with the Kevin side yet. I'm going to get into the the Harry and Marv's section, but my next focus is on Kevin and then the old man, and then we'll get into the actual fun stuff. Because I wrote some notes because I was watching it today and I need something to keep my attention focused. So Kevin is the architect of his own failures because he never goes and finds an adult or a trusted adult anywhere to tell him his parents are missing. Like, he could go to a police officer, or he could go to the grocery store, the church, and all these places he visits, but he never does. Like, he's scared of the old man, so he's not going to go to him. That makes sense. But yeah, it's just, he did it to himself at this point. So blame the mother, but the kid did not help himself. Mind you, if he wasn't taught, because he's apparently 8 in this movie, then maybe yeah. And as for the old man, he is only there for the Deus Ex Machina to conclude the story. He actually serves no purpose in the entirety of the story.
I don't know. That story beat at the end.
The old dude
gets me right in the feels every time.
Well, like, he's there for the story, but what does he serve? Like, okay, him and Kevin start talking. Kevin tells him to call his son, but he doesn't check in on Kevin. He must know that the parents are gone. Like, this is the guy who's always out salting the yard, and he must realize that Kevin is walking into a house and he hasn't seen any other family members. But he never decides to, like, double check on Kevin. But when Harry and Marv finally catch Kevin at the very end, all of a sudden he is there to be the solution of beating the bad guys.
Oh.
So Kevin never really actually beat them. He just, maimed them partway through the adventure.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin was cooked if that guy doesn't show up.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he is only there to provide a conclusion. He is a Deus Ex Machina of the story. He is God's intervention.
I will dispute that only on the strength that Old Man Marley there does actually serve as a cautionary tale to Kevin McCallister about what would happen if he truly, like, alienates his family. It's sort of like, well, this is what happens to somebody who, doesn't mend that bridge between family, and it kind of inspires Kevin to sort of look on his family a bit more favorably.
Okay, I'll concede that point. But again, without him, the movie still would have progressed and wouldn't have had an ending. They would have had to think of something else, like the police showing up or something.
My question is like, why is he literally acting so fucking creepy the whole way through the film? I mean, that scene in the grocery store or whatever, he just slams his bloody hand on the counter and then proceeds to stare at this child, saying nothing, and it's just like,
yeah,
right.
It's to create what Kevin sees as a murderer, because that's what his brother told him it is. It's to make him creepy until he's not.
But from the point of view of that character,
old man look.
Yeah, it's just like, why are you fucking with this kid? Seriously, dude, just say hello. That's all it would take.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, can't have that. Not at this point.
You.
All right. I think I've had my fun at the expense of the movie now. So let's get into the traps, the fun part. The Joe Pesci trying not to swear, mumble swearing.
Oh yeah.
And the who's the Marv guy? I can't remember his name. Daniel Stern, Marv. And these are the Wet Bandits, and their MO is that Marv turns on the tap of the houses they rob as their calling card, which bites him in the ass at the end because that's how the police use it to connect him to all the robberies. But I do always love the Marv and Harry versus Kevin story.
Iconic.
It's absurd, but it's fun.
And you know what I realized? Just, it is such a relatively short part of the film, and as a kid,
it is. It's only like 20 minutes,
if that. And it's just, as a kid, that was the bit you wanted to watch. I don't think I actually, as a kid, sat down and watched the entire film. But as soon as it got to 9 o'clock, and this house is mine, I have to defend it, I was locked in. That was the film for me. Just watching this mousetrap style Saw fucking bullshit going on. It's just, that's the meat of the story, right?
It upset me as a parent that when Kevin was finally about to eat something that wasn't ice cream and sugar, he didn't.
I'm still pissed. To this
yeah,
day
it's
that
like
macaroni and cheese. Don't get me started.
Yeah, that just.
No, but the traps are like the one thing about this movie, of course, is ice is zero friction. So if you step on ice, you're going ass over tea kettle, and that happens to the cop when Kevin runs from the store from the old man who slams his hand on the table, and it happens to both Marv and Harry as they attempt to climb stairs, and it's just a comedy gag that ice is so slippery that they can't get a grip, and they're so dumb they can't think of a way to get around without slipping. As a Canadian, ice is not that bad. Yeah, you can slip on it if you're not careful, but you can maintain your balance. You can climb something and hold a railing, perhaps, which neither of them did. But, yeah.
I defer to
it was fun.
I defer to the Canadian on this one.
Yeah, watching Joe Pesci try to climb stairs was just hilarious after seeing him in, what was that movie he was in? The one where he's like a tough guy mobster.
Is it Casino or is it Goodfellas? I can't remember.
I think it's Goodfellas. Yeah, Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Because he's like narrating, and he's a tough guy in that, and looking it up.
I mean, just to clarify for anyone listening, we are going to talk about the game at some point, but this is not this is not a long game by any stretch. So
yeah. We should mention that at the beginning. I'll probably mention that in the intro. So if you're hearing this and I didn't mention it in the intro, leave a comment, tell me I'm bad at my job, and that Alan's British charming voice is the reason you stay.
Well, to the point of the ice, like for it to be that cold to make ice that quickly, like all he does is like splash some water on the stairs and it's like apparently like black ice all over the stairs. Like that's pretty cold.
I'll raise you one further. When he runs across the road to get to the other house at the end of the movie, all the sidewalks are water, not ice. There's no snow on them. They're wet, but they're not black ice. So why did the stairs freeze and the road didn't? Exactly.
Like I don't know, when it's that cold and it's in the where am I going with this? If it's cold enough to freeze, well, no, I'm saying if it's cold enough to freeze, what makes ice so slippery like that is like today, like it warmed up here and there's ice outside and now it is very slippery because there is a sheen of water over the top. That's what makes the ice slippery. If you are like instantly freezing water like that over stairs, like if you walk slow, you will get up it pretty quickly, like no problem. It's not as slippery when it's actually cold and dry.
Yeah, and if they held the railing, and like the amount of times Joe Pesci and, well, I'll just call him Harry and Marv now, but the time Harry and Marv landed on the back of their heads in this entire sequence, they should be goofy by this point. Like, they obviously have concussions.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
And more to come. Third-degree burns, literally on the skull.
Oh, that's the one that got me, is how quickly they recover from, like, have you ever burnt, like, your pinky finger on the stove there? Just, a little bit of oil lands on it, and it hurts for, like, 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And, like, I was cleaning something, and I had a knife out, and I ended up running the knife underneath my thumbnail and cutting the skin underneath it. It has been throbbing for the last 2 days. Like, right now, I'm, like, a little bit drugged up, but... yeah, it is not going away, and that thumb is pretty much useless until, well, not useless, but I can't, like, pick at anything with my nail because it just opens the wound again and it hurts like hell. Or I can't, get salt or lemon juice or cleaner or stuff like that in it.
Ugh.
And this guy burns his head and burns his hand, and he's still good. Marv gets a nail through his foot and then steps on the Christmas ornaments, and he's walking without a limp.
Oh, the nail through the foot. Yeah, Jesus. And
I love that one, though. That one actually makes me a bit squeamish. I always have this fear of nails going through my feet.
When he steps on the nail, it's so gross.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done it. It's no fun. I was pulling a shed.
Oh, I have too.
I was pulling a shed down, and just one of the boards was just there, exactly where it needed to be. And I want to take the opportunity right now to shout out one of the members of our Discord, Blobby Rogers, who explained to me what an electric charcoal starter was, because I had no idea what that thing, like what even was that he hung on the doorknob, and I've wondered that for years. So Blobby, if you're listening, thank you very much, my friend, because you just took a big old splinter out of my brain.
I think they stopped selling those, at least in Canada, because they are open heat sources and people would burn their houses down.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not a good thing to have. Yeah.
No. I have a charcoal starter that's it uses hot air, like it has an element inside of it, and it'll actually heat up the air, and then it'll compress it at the end with the tip. and the hot air will actually ignite the charcoal, and it's a really good device. And then you can turn the heat off and just blow air, and it'll actually, spread the fire inside the charcoal.
And also burn your hand if attached to a doorknob. Probably. I don't know.
Not this one. No.
Oh.
No. This one would perm your hair.
Then Kevin would be fucked then, wouldn't he? If he had all of that. Thank God this was like the 90s where everything was dangerous.
I want to know if that was a practical effect where they actually heated up the doorknob, because if you go on the outside of it, the doorknob's actually glowing red, or if that was just like special effects after the fact, because that thing probably would have scorched the wood at the very least, and Kevin would probably burn the house down.
I think that's definitely an overlay. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
That and the fire on Harry's head when his toque melts and his hair's gone, and he's just like, yeah, this is fine.
It's mirrors, actually. That one. It's not actually anywhere near his head. It's
well, I'm talking in movie, not practical effects.
Oh, well. There we go.
Sorry,
well, we're a fucking
clarified.
video game show. What do I know about movies?
It's time we get Sir Francis Cake from Read Watch Play on the film.
So guys, who do you think won the movie? Who won the movie? Just a little Read Watch. No, I'm joking.
The old man, because he got to reunite with his son and see his grandkids.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say the old man as well, because he's a hero and got to reunite with his son.
I wasn't expecting such poignant answers.
I always got to one-up Sam, yo.
Yeah, it's true.
What else happened in this? There's the micro machines in front of the stairs before they climb the stairs and get the paint cans in the face. You could watching as an adult, you could tell those paint cans are empty. They just did not have the downward swing force that you'd expect, and I'd almost expect if they were full, they wouldn't swing down in such a manner. They might actually break the rope and just fall down the stairs.
Also, they didn't want to kill Joe Pesci, so good job.
Yeah. And then that was another scene where both of them land on the back of their head, and the micro machines are gone when they land, I believe. I have to look that up. I thought I noticed
they'd be digging those out of their skull too.
Oh my god! Yeah. Can you imagine? You're missing a tooth. Yeah, well, you're missing a cerebellum.
What else was there about this movie? There was the Kevin being scared and then kind of growing up and being brave, because he had it was all reflected by that furnace in the basement that he always thought was a monster, and then finally he's all brave. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the BB gun to the balls of Joe Pesci. Where he just cranks off one of his testicles. That thing is popped.
Marv gets one in the forehead, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, and it doesn't even break skin. If you ever got shot by a BB gun, it breaks skin.
That would break,
especially from that distance.
Yeah,
that's point
even
blank.
A BB.
It might even lodge in his skull.
Yeah, or pop his eye out if you got him there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Kevin,
a different Christmas movie. That's the wrong Christmas movie.
That is.
All right, who do you think sold the pain better, Marv or Harry?
Oh, Marv for sure.
Oh yeah, Marv.
Wait. Marv is the tall one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Harry is Joe Pesci. Marv is the other guy.
And just like when he puts the tarantula on his chest, and he just the shriek is one of my favorite parts. And then he just clubs him with the fucking crowbar.
I hear that he didn't actually scream there because they.
I would believe it. I mean, they can overlay that.
Yeah, because they said it would spook the spider, and there was a good chance because it was on his face, and there was a good chance that it would. Yeah. Bite him, so he just
makes sense.
I don't know. I think it's true, but they just overlay. He's got such a fucking great scream, isn't he? It's a proper Tom and Jerry style scream, and that's what this whole film is. It's Tom and Jerry. It's Roadrunner. It's a Looney Tunes film, basically in human form.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's why I loved it as a kid. That's why we all loved it as kids.
Ain't I a stinker?
I do love that they actually got somebody like Joe Pesci, who was like I said, very known for his gangster movies, to be the bad guy here, because Joe Pesci played it just perfectly.
He's brilliant.
From the moment he's a cop at the beginning there, where he's just trying to get somebody to talk to him, and to the moment he's the bad guy and figures out that Kevin's alone, just a well-rounded performance by a legend of the cinema.
Absolutely.
He could just be himself. I mean, not to say that he's an actual thief, but those are the roles that he plays. He could just do that, but then in a comedic setting.
I bet they had a lot of fun.
I looked up some facts on the movie here, and one of the traps and stunts facts is, in real life, many of Kevin's traps would have been fatal. Doctors later confirmed this in an interview.
Yeah,
yes,
I've watched several of those videos just like on YouTube, and yeah, I agree. And I think even as a kid, I probably knew that.
Oh, we all knew. That's the cartoon effect, though. Like, we're used to Looney Tunes and seeing cartoon violence, so for us, this was nothing.
No, exactly. That was just...
But don't pop a titty out.
Again, that was the 90s. We were just beating the fuck out of each other. Good times.
We all know that Angels with the Filthy Souls, the gangster movie, is not a real film. It was created specifically for Home Alone.
Yep.
And that sequence where he fast forwards and rewind, you know how well you'd have to know the movie to be able to do that the way he did it?
It's true.
For a kid who watched it once and got scared of gun violence.
Yeah.
I told you that, guys, this earlier. John Williams wrote the score and he forgot to phone it in. He just came out blazing somehow again.
Yeah, he was scoring the greatest Christmas film of all time.
Oh, yeah, it was sitting there, and it was like the movie, like the music was just so good. I was just like, who did it? Because I wasn't actually watching the credits at the beginning, so when I looked it up, I was like, oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Of course. And
what if they told him that this is like an adaptation of the Christmas Carol with like a bunch of like serious actors? He's like, I know just the thing, and it's like, psych, it's Home Alone.
I think I would have been even more excited.
Yeah.
Another fact I saw before we started recording, I was looking at YouTube Shorts, and because I watched Home Alone, for some reason now my shorts have Home Alone facts. And it was John Candy did the cameo as a favor to John Hughes at scale, but only got paid $400. He was paid less than the guy who played the pizza delivery kid.
And he made the most of his time, didn't he? Like, I swear all of his lines are just fucking ad-lib. Like, what?
Well, apparently he wasn't... Oh, he didn't have a script. He did it all ad-lib.
What a legend. Rest in peace,
perfect.
And
my good man.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy about the being underpaid that much.
Oh, really?
So,
wow. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'd be like, I said I'd do it for scale, not dick me around. Like, come on.
The greatest polka star in the Midwest?
yeah.
And what was it? My first experience with Sheboygan. I love that word.
Sheboygan. Yep.
Sounds oddly sexual, but you know it's not.
No.
It is most certainly not.
Sheboygan.
Let's see. Most of the interior house scenes were filmed inside a high school gymnasium.
I did not know that.
Interesting. They had to build sets like... I mean, you'd have to think like they didn't actually destroy the inside of that house. They probably had to build replica sets of the house, and then they could, do damage to that stuff.
Go to town.
Oh, there it is. Pesci replaced real swearing with angry bumbling to keep the movie PG. And you can really tell that he's swearing under his breath.
He comes close. Yeah. He comes close.
Right. Probably had to do a few takes of that one. Joe. Can't say that word.
Honestly,
you can't call him a motherfucker.
Of all the speculation that we have done, that is one that I think is as close as reality as we're going to get. I believe that 110%.
Sam probably could go visit the real house, which is located in Winnetka, Illinois.
Yes, it is.
Go take a picture.
I can go see the Letterkenny farm. Sam can go see the Home Alone house, and Alan can go find Jack the Ripper.
I was gonna say Alan can go to Diagon Alley.
I can.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Platform 9 3/4.
Didn't they put a marker up in the London station for that?
They did. Yeah, there's like a half embedded cart too, isn't there? Or trolley. I'm sorry.
I love Harry Potter, but that is such a pain in the ass because that station just gets swamped with people just hanging around there. And
I thought they had
to catch a train.
Confirm this for me, Alan. Did they not put a barrier around the 9 3/4 thing because kids kept trying to run through the wall?
I have absolutely nothing to back this up, so I'm going to say yes because that's fucking hilarious if it's true. I've got nothing.
I'm gonna knock myself into Hogwarts.
They put a barrier up because
I'm talking about kids that are old enough to watch a movie but young enough to know better. You know, the ones like, oh my God, it's the 9 3/4, and they're like, I'm going to Hogwarts, bitch and dad, and then they run into the wall. But let's speaking of bitch,
bloody kids.
Let's talk about.
I never get credit for anything.
Let's talk about Kevin's mom. Kevin's mom's journey home was friggin' hilarious. The minute she walked in, and about 2 minutes later, in walks the rest of the family who just took the flight she was going to take anyways.
Yes. Yeah, because she had to go through like Pennsylvania and then ended up. Yeah.
You know,
she bought first class tickets for that old couple to get their tickets, and then she lands in the States there, and there's no connecting flight, so she meets John Candy and does the rest of the trip in the back of a budget rental van,
which is highly illegal, by the way. You're not supposed to have passengers in the back of the fucking
I never thought of
the
that.
Polka King.
That is so true, and you know that van had to stink. That thing had to be ripe by the time she got off of it.
Oh God, it'd be cold. It would smell probably just like gasoline and farts, and just
so many farts. I mean, I have no idea how long that journey is. You know, surprise, surprise. I'm not very good with my geography of the states, but
did they drive from Pennsylvania to Chicago?
Yeah, that's like a 14-hour drive.
It's at least an entire day, if not more, and you're stopping probably.
If you flew into Pennsylvania, which airport would you land in most likely?
Philadelphia, or is there one in Pitt? There's one in Pittsburgh for sure. Yeah.
Airport.
Sheboygan.
We ever gonna talk about this game? Brian's just like so excited about these facts. Like, we also played a game that this movie inspired.
The game is going to be about a 5-minute conversation, and you know it. It's a 12-hour, 3-minute drive. Let's get into the game, because that was the last thing I really wanted to bring up was the ending of the movie. I was trying to actually conclude, but you called me out.
I did. The drive from Pennsylvania to Chicago is longer than the game, as is the discussion we had about the movie.
Yeah. God, yeah. This game takes about, what do you say, an hour to complete?
I would say,
especially if you know what you're doing.
Definitely.
All right, so
we all played the Super Nintendo version, right?
Yes. I did, yeah.
Because there are vast differences between the different games, and I didn't realize that, because I was looking this up on the Wikipedia or the Wikipedia. The NES, the Genesis, Megasys, Game Boy versions, they all vary wildly. This version sounded like the one I was most interested in playing when I looked at the descriptions of all of them.
That happened a lot across we've talked about this before with Animaniacs. I believe I talked about it. I did a quick play on Power Rangers for the Genesis. That was different than the Super Nintendo Power Rangers, which I believe was a beat 'em up. The Power Rangers for Genesis was like a fighting game. So yeah, like it's like they would just kind of like license it out to, I don't know if it was even the same developer, but it was like different console would have different teams and they would make completely different games.
Yeah.
Oh, Batman and Robin for Genesis and Super Nintendo are different too.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we're going to have a wildly different conversation here because, I played the Super Nintendo one, and I'm looking at the game manual for the Genesis one. You can leave the house?
What? I have no idea, because I only played the Super Nintendo one.
We all played the Super Nintendo one, yeah.
Oh, thank God. Then we'll stick to the Super Nintendo one and screw the Genesis or the Megasys one for this time being. So, getting into it, the story of Home Alone, or the Home Alone story, right from the manual, is Harry and Marv, the bumbling Wet Bandits, have paid their debt to society and are now ready to get revenge on the youngster that caused them their humiliating defeat, Kevin McCallister. They have arranged for Kevin's family to be out of the house when they come calling again, leaving him home alone for their rematch. This time, the sneaky thieves have beefed up their gang with robbers and crooks that are more than eager to help themselves to the McCallister's valuables. Only the resourceful Kevin stands between the new Wet Bandit gang and the family's fortune. That is the setup of this entire Home Alone 1.5.
You know what? Because I really wish I'd read the manual now, because I thought this was just a straight remake of the
did
film,
too, yeah.
and so this is technically a sequel, and that makes sense of so many mild gripes that I had with this game that I'm just like, okay, well now I can't have that gripe anymore.
This is canonically Home Alone 2.
Yeah. I did not.
Like I said,
this is the
you ever
first
watch
I'm hearing
Lion
of this.
King 1.5, where they
No.
do the Lion King from Timon and Pumbaa's perspective?
No, I've only ever
Sounds
seen the
fun, though.
Lion King, and that's enough for me.
It is fun, but it's just basically it's the same story. It's just literally you're looking at it from somebody else's view. But that's what this is. This is just the same story of Home Alone, but it's just, you know, a bit of a conclusion.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgave.
Also,
oh, go ahead.
I just got to get this out.
Yeah.
It says there that they have arranged for Kevin's family to be out of the house when they come calling again. So what did they do? Just tell the mom to abandon your kid at home for a second time?
Yeah, how does that work?
We've given
Just
you exactly 4 tickets to a movie or whatever.
Leave your least favorite child at home.
Yeah. Like, what possible?
I don't know how you arrange for someone to accidentally leave their kid at home.
Yeah, there's a gas leak, and it just so happens that one of your children is immune. So leave him there. He's fine. The rest of you just fuck off somewhere else for the time being. I don't know. Like, there's
just make sure it's your youngest kid as well.
One of your kids is already brain damaged. Who cares?
and let's be honest. Like, Harry and Marv are not smart enough to concoct. I mean, listen. I am not the smartest person in this conversation, but I can't think of a good excuse to get most of the family out of the house. It's just like Harry and Marv, no fucking chance.
Just like pay them off or something. Like, I could see like if they kidnap Kevin's family, now it's up to Kevin to rescue them. But no, this is Kevin is taking the valuables and putting in the not known one of 4 family safes.
Yeah,
right.
They are all different safes. That's right.
They've also paid their debt to society while Kevin is still like a 7-year-old or
8 years old.
Yeah.
Well, okay. These guys robbed a whole bunch of houses, caused a countless amount of property damage, attempted murder, time served.
Yeah,
and they were already criminals in every offense.
Yeah,
but
it's like,
but they're
and then they muster up a gang of people as well, right? 5.
Yeah, and that is a huge explanation, because I was thinking, like, I get that this is a video game, and, you know, Harry and Marv are in the game, fantastic, but you've also got these other dudes roaming around. I'm just like, okay, like, I guess you need to have some excuse to have extra enemies in the house. I don't know why they're there, but that makes a whole lot of sense. So they've basically just, like, called up a posse and just gone in mob-handed. And I'm just like, okay, well, that tracks. I love it.
I was going to go to that point earlier. Like, I was playing it and it was like, you know, who are all these extra dudes? And it's like, you know, I guess games really, when they were adapted, they're not even true adaptations. They're just like a game that's licensed for a property. So I never really expect there to be, you know, a lot of adhesion to any sort of plot, or, you know, like, you know, you need extra enemies. You know, you don't necessarily want to just repeat the same, you know, although they could have just repeated Harry and Marv over and over and over again, and they do to an extent, but there's extra, they needed variety in the enemy types. And I think a way to do that is to just add some extra gang members or whatever. Like,
and
I don't care
they're
that
very
it's
generic.
a sequel. Yeah, it's like, I don't care that it's a sequel. If they might not have even if they didn't add that little piece to it, it's like, I mean, it could have just been a game. That could have just said like, hey, whatever. I mean, what are you gonna do? You need more enemies.
I don't know. They should have ramped up the story a bit, and Kevin's out for blood this time.
I mean, he's also to that effect. He's also got a giant fucking spider, you know, and like bats and like a giant rat, and like all the bosses that you fight. Like, there's like some monstrosities in his basement.
Yeah, like I fully understand Kevin McCallister's fear of the basement now, because if I had all that shit going on down there.
Well, let's go through the gameplay loop then, because that'll explain why we're talking about the basement. So Kevin has to pick up these items which are needed to beat the level, and you have a counter in your UI up in the top there. So you go on and you can only pick up so many items before you have to find the secret hole in the wall that drops everything down to the vault, and then, you go back and you repeat on the 2 floors that you can go on for each of the 4 levels. So you have a total of 8 floors in this house.
And it's a laundry chute, by the way.
Yeah, okay. It's a laundry chute that leads to the vault.
Right outside the vault. Where you keep
yeah,
the
that
wash
makes
machine.
sense. One of 4 vaults, yeah. But, so that's the gameplay loop. The bandits who are clad in black fedoras and, black suits with white shirts, and then Harry and Marv are basically your enemies, and you can kind of stop them along the way using one of the weapons we'll get into in a minute. But once you're done the level, you go down to the basement where you have a boss fight before you can close the vault. So that's the gameplay loop done 4 times over.
Right.
So I just wanted to get that out of the way because it was very quick, it was very simple, and it really kind of explains everything about the game.
Yeah, it's not the deepest thing.
And each quote-unquote wing of the house, by the way, like Kevin's dad must have gotten a promotion of some sort. To have like separate wings of the house. So like you're running through, and each level has specific types of items that you're collecting. Like the first one is just generic valuables like rings and necklaces and bullshit like that, money, bags and stuff. And then you go like toys, and then electronics, and then the last one is the most difficult one, obviously, is animals, like all of his exotic pets or whatever.
Exotic, expensive pets that are just like, these are just cats, dogs, and fucking there's frogs for some reason. Like, how expensive are these?
And the lizard that climbs up the wall, and if you don't catch it in time, it'll just climb to the top and stay there.
I don't even think the Wet Bandits are stealing cats, dogs, frogs, and lizards. And
what kind of monsters do these guys have to be to like take live pets?
Well,
like there's jewelry all over the first part, and I know Marv in the movie says he wants toys, so there's toys in the second part, and then
electronics.
Who's going to steal the family dog?
I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll tell you what kind of monsters are going to steal? I'll tell you who is the monster is Kevin McCallister just yeeting these poor animals down the laundry chute.
Right, that too. It's like there's no one even there. It's just this kid is just like, I'm going to throw all the animals down the garbage chute.
Yeah, we've already determined though that you can get hit on the back of the head and not get a concussion, so these animals are fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
Probably.
Yeah.
I also like that in the electronics section, like half of what you find are just remote controls. So it's like they're just stealing all the remotes from the house. Like, what a dick move! Like, TV's still there, but
I mean,
you
Sam,
this is the day where you couldn't go past channel 13 without a VCR, and there's no channel button on the VCR because it's high.
Have you seen the price of batteries these days, mate? I mean, that's what they're taking the remote control for. Them sweet batteries.
Half-used batteries.
Yep.
I had to buy a battery for my car over the weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
It's extremely expensive.
Maybe you should have broken in somewhere, stolen a car battery, and while you're at it, take their frog.
Oh, no way. Those things are fucking heavy.
Yeah, so, God. So, Kevin has health, I guess you can call it. So if you find a cookie, you regain 1 hit, and you find slices of pizza. Like, Kevin really just eats pizza wherever he finds it. And if you get the full pie, you get an extra life, or you can find a pizza box which has an extra life in it. And the final one you can find is the aftershave, which gives you temporary invulnerability to the enemies, because honestly, I found the enemies very pathetic in this game.
They were.
Like,
basically, like some of the traps, there's like micro machines in one spot, and then there's like some tacks on the floor, and like if you lead them to it, you can jump over it, and they'll just walk over it and die.
Marv does that like twice. And it's like, this is... Well, he can't jump. He's a fucking 6'4" adult. Like,
I didn't realize that the invincibility was aftershave. That was a nice touch.
I don't even remember getting invincibility. I must have done at some point, but
I needed it to finish the upstairs of level 4 because it gave you like super speed too, and I was able to like run through the last part of the hallway and grab the fucking lizard that climbs up the wall without Harry catching me. Otherwise, Harry would catch me too. Like, I would miss the lizard, and then Harry would kill me.
I mean, these...
Yeah, and that's the thing. If Harry and Marv get you, you're dead.
Harry and Marv
done for.
Are literally like Mr. X from Resident Evil. You know, you cannot... They are just these hulking, never-stopping like behemoths that just chase you around. And I like the fact that you can like lead them over the traps and they'll just, I guess, fall through the floor and be done with. And that's kind of neat. I like the fact that you use the traps that are already set up to get around them, but there are some areas that you're in where you get cornered by them and there is nothing you can do but take a hit, right? That one room, you know the room I'm talking about.
Yes, there's a trap room where like there's absolutely fucking nothing in it, and then if you go all the way to the end of it, obviously you're looking for stuff, as you would do in a game like this, trying to explore and find all the items. Fucking Marv comes through and there's nothing to like jump on to jump over him. And so you either just take a hit or, I don't know, you're just stuck. It's like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
And I know you can slow them down, but the weapons in this game, like so you've got the water pistol, you've got a baseball,
squirt.
You've got the BB gun. I think that's
baseball bat.
The baseball was the best.
Yeah, I mean, but
baseball.
I didn't really find that they did a whole heck of a lot. Like they would slow things down, sure, but I never actually quote unquote killed anyone with it.
The only thing to do is jump over the mobster. That's all I was able to do. You killed somebody? Welcome to Retrotopia Confessions.
Yeah, I killed someone with a baseball. I killed a guy with a trident. So what all the squirt gun does is like stun them for some reason, and they hunch over momentarily. You can usually jump over them. The baseball, I think I was able to throw. It takes a lot. Like there's not many baseballs laying around, but if you throw 3 or 4, they'll die and fall off the screen. But not Harry or Marv. Harry or Marv cannot be killed by conventional methods. They have to be killed by traps, pretty much.
I'm looking at the game manual right now. So the 4 weapons, the water pistol just has unlimited shots and fires quickly. Slingshots, you get 10 shots for every slingshot you collect. It's a little more powerful. The baseball, you get 1 throw per baseball, and it makes Harry double over with 1 shot. Mm-hmm. And then the BB rifle, 15 shots per rifle. It takes more shots to stop Harry, but he'll double over for a longer period of time.
Right.
It takes a lot.
Nothing about Marv.
He'll get to me before I put enough shots in him to double him over.
Yeah.
In the first level, there's that table, like a kitchen table you can jump on while I think it's Harry comes after you, and you have to like squirt him and jump over him to get to the door in time.
Yep.
Yeah. I hated that one.
Yeah, that was
really is a Wet Bandit.
Some of those rooms were just kind of ill-conceived. Like they move too fast. There really isn't anything you can do to stop them. Like if they really wanted to make this more authentic, like Kevin is a force to be reckoned with in the movie. Like he can figure out a way. Like doesn't he have like a fucking bow and arrow, or he's got the rifle? Like he is armed.
Oh yeah,
and and his aim is presumably pretty good. He's gonna hit him in the forehead or in the eye or something like that. Like he can do some damage.
Definitely.
Not in this game though.
No, I mean in this game the enemies are literally there to either just trap you and sap your health, or to be like the corridors, you can avoid them pretty good. Like there's a good amount of sort of up and down to this. Like you can jump on boxes and shelves and what have you and get over them. And you know if you can lead them, because they'll follow you to the ends of the earth. If you lead them to something that they will step on and die essentially, then you kind of good. And I do like that mechanic, but I don't think it's very well implemented everywhere in this game. Like there are a lot of rooms there that are just pure troll worthy.
Oh, sorry, I kind of faded out.
I was gonna say I thought I'd lost you.
I was trying to think of the next point I wanted to make. But then I lost it. It might have had to do with jumping on stuff. Let's just the other kind of interesting thing, I guess. Like, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second because I meant to say something and I forgot what it was. The items that you're supposed to collect, really weird the way that they kind of hid them. I got to the point where I was just jumping anywhere I could and kind of mashing the up button on the D-pad because like stuff would just kind of randomly fly out. And I know that it was like, well, it's behind a clock or it's behind this picture, but not all the pictures had something behind it. Sometimes it was a slice of pizza, and sometimes it was, whatever treasure you're looking for. But sometimes it kind of seemed like they would just kind of come out of nowhere. So it was kind of beneficial, almost like you think of those games like Bart versus the Space Mutants or whatever, where there's just like absolutely arbitrary random shit that you have to do. And it kind of felt like that. It's like, well, I mean, we've kind of jam packed this space we've created with viable hiding spots. Let's put it, in this random like pixel square and maybe they'll find it,
Yeah.
It
but
was really weird to me.
I kind of dig that because it kind of gave you a reason to explore. Like you could just walk along the corridor, walk along the hallway, but it's just like, well, if I jump on this plant and jump on that shelf and jump across to the top of that wardrobe, like, am I going to find something? And 9 times out of 10, you did. And it gave you a reason to sort of press up on every chest of drawers or jump on every bed. And, that's where you would sort of go into rooms where, it was absolutely useless, but you kind of felt the need to explore everywhere just to find, because I think there are more items than you need to complete the level just hidden around there. And you kind of get a feel for like,
there are,
well, the risk versus reward. It's just like, I know there's an item in that room, but I don't necessarily have to get it because I know if I go in there, I'm going to lose some health. So let's just explore somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So I like that they jam packed it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That was good at least. I mean, whatever. For what it is.
Yeah.
I always hated when I had one item left and I couldn't figure out where it was, and you just go pressing up everywhere and never find the item, and then finally, you look up a quick guide just because, I'm that bad at this game. And it's in a place I tried looking before.
Yeah. Oh, you have to be very specific at times to find the items.
Yeah. After you find them all and shove them down the chute to one of the 4 families' giant vaults, and I'm talking bank vault quality, you go downstairs to the basement and you have to fight an enemy. And there's 5 bosses in this game. There's the spider, the rat, the ghost, then you fight the Wet Bandits, and finally you fight the furnace from the movie. And every fight takes place the same way. Who wants to tell us about the fights?
Well, does each one have kind of a different mechanic? Like the mouse, do you have to jump on it? I know that for at least one of them, there's like a weird brick that's in the middle.
Yeah,
that you have to bump. Yeah,
thought that was for all of them. It's been like 2-3 weeks since I played the game.
Very forgettable. But I do remember they got progressively a little bit trickier. One of them was actually fairly challenging. I think it was towards the end. I can't remember what it was, but was it a spider? Like a giant spider or something like that? And it was like the way that it moved was so just erratic that I couldn't get a good pattern on it. But the trick was if you need a breather, you just go to either of the corners, like just go to the side of the screen and it can't touch you.
Yeah, right.
was like a really nice way that I guess they made this game not too overly difficult. There's these little ways that you can kind of find a safe spot in some ways. I don't know.
See, I don't
kind of like
I don't remember. I'm wondering if there are differences between the versions because I don't remember all of these bosses. Now, I remember the rat, I remember the spider, and for the most part, it was just a case you had that brick on the middle of the wall that you just have to knock off and just hope that the offending enemy was underneath it at the time to do some damage. But then they would kind of speed up and start jumping around, and it became more and more difficult to time knocking that block off. But there are just certain bosses you've talked about there, and I just do not remember. And it wasn't that...
Oh, when I was quiet there, I was looking up the name of all the bosses. Now I'm watching a playthrough and skipping through to the bosses. Yeah, there's a ghost. There's a spider that you have to use that block you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, the first level didn't have a boss. There were only 3 bosses.
Yeah, because
maybe that's it. I don't know why the walkthrough
Spider?
said the first level had the spider, rat, ghost in that order.
that's it. I remember I remember the spider being the last boss, which makes no sense.
No, the spider was the first. The first one. The rat was the last one.
Okay. Yeah, I got the spider on level 2. The ghost is on level 3.
And I am wondering if...
Keep talking, boys. Keep talking.
The ghost was kind of cool. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it just goes up and down and up and down. And then, the rat was the third boss. And then I don't think there was... there wasn't a final boss. I don't know where this walkthrough is coming from, because I'm watching, like I said, the playthrough. And then after you beat the rat and close the 4th vault, there's no boss.
No, that's it. Yeah, it's just the rat, and then that's it. I was actually surprised by how abruptly the game ended. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be a long game, so when I got to stage 4, I was like, we should be just about done by now.
Yeah.
But I thought there would be something else. You know, like, these games are notorious for, and when I say these games, I mean, like, licensed NES or Super Nintendo or Genesis, versions of things.
Yeah.
Like Ghostbusters is a good example of, like, just something completely wacky, like weird twists in the gameplay right at the end. Oh God, yeah, Devil May Cry. Like, all of a sudden it's a rail shooter. Like, just doing something goofy and different, like right at the end to kind of throw you off. But this game doesn't do that. It's just like, it's done.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me off is, like, as I was reading the notes I had here, and like I said, I was reading the wiki, I don't remember fighting Marv and Harry. I don't remember fighting the Furnace, but it says on the Super Nintendo version that those 2 fights happened, so not in the version I played, that's for sure.
No, not in the version I played either. So, obviously some version differences, even within the Super Nintendo. So... fucked if I know what happened with the development of any version of Home Alone. But, yeah, I mean, 4 levels, very repetitive gameplay loop, and, your corridor up to the boss where you dodge bats or rats or God only knows what until you get to a boss, and then just stuff everything in the vault. I mean, it's a simple game.
It's a rental game, was what it is. It's a game you beat in a weekend.
It is a rental game.
But you still feel like you get ripped off.
That is perfect. Yeah, that is definitely a rental game. 100%.
Yeah, and then I remember rental games, and I'm pretty sure as a young lad, I was a little bit older at this time, so I wasn't falling for the marketing tactics. But if I was a young kid watching Home Alone, I'd see the game and I'd want to play it, and I'd pretend I was having fun because, well, that's what we did back in the day, because we were only allowed to rent 1 game a weekend.
Yeah, but I don't think I didn't have fun playing this. I mean, I will argue that the controls are probably a little too on the side of loose for a platformer. It was just a little bit too slidey.
Yeah, goddamn those tight, tight controls. You want to know an interesting thing?
I do.
I was looking at the wiki. Bethesda made the NES version of this game.
Bethesda?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised they haven't released it on every console since then. This is game. That's a game you should be able to play on your toaster by now. Knowing Bethesda, I mean, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? I mean, they've just released Skyrim again, and I will not get off the point that, like, what are you doing, guys?
Stop. Yeah, like, we know Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out. You don't need to re-release. Actually, we're getting off topic, but I'll conclude with this. It's the Switch 2 is just a rehash of every game that's been released on Xbox and PlayStation so far.
Well, I don't begrudge
that's all it is. Anyways, Home Alone, I honestly, I don't have much to say about it. The music is generic. Anything stand out music-wise to you guys? Or sound effects?
Yes.
Or graphics? Or color palette?
Sucked. The music kept getting stuck in my head. It was just like a shitty 16-bit loop of, like, trying to be like what is it, Run Rudolph or whatever, like stuff from the soundtrack, just bad.
They had to call John Williams in again.
I will say that...
Or no, it's a video game getting Nobuo Uematsu in there.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
Yeah.
I will say, music-wise, like, yeah, the levels that you played were almost intolerably like repetitive. I do like the fact that the opening, like the menu screen or whatever, they do make a passable attempt at the Home Alone theme, and I thought, okay, well that's kind of cool. It's a little bit off, as most things are, but I was just like, I like that they made the effort, and I do appreciate as well that they have very digitized speech, but you do get these little scenes between the levels where you get kind of a very blurry pixelated picture from the film of Kevin, and he'll do his little yes, 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 yes thing, and it's I liked that. I liked that they at least tried to get a little bit of a soundbite from the film in there. I thought that was a nice touch.
I appreciated that the cutscenes actually look like Marv and Harry and Kevin from the movie. The house looked like the house from the movie, so it wasn't just phoned in that way.
Yeah, that part was cool.
I mean, it looked
everything else was
It looked like they'd taken screenshots from the film on a Game Boy camera, but at least they were there.
I do appreciate. I kind of like that though. That that hits me in the nostalgia a little bit when games do that, where it's like, yeah. What else did we play? True Lies we played recently did the same thing, where there's like kind of screen like images from the movie. It's like, but it's just a Sega Genesis version. It's like, oh, that's the stuff.
It's so easy to do, I'm sure, but it's just it does sort of like, guys, this is a tie into a film. Look, we've got things from the film, and you know what? I think that this game, for all of the decisions it makes, which a lot of are justified by having this be a sequel, so I'm going to walk back some of my criticisms that I had for it. I think a lot of the beats that happen in this game are actually pretty close to the film. I mean, you've got your pizza in there for health. Okay, that's straight from the film. You've got a tarantula.
That's not health, though. That's like collecting coins in Mario. Sure. When you get a full pizza, you get a life, right?
Well, either way, it's just like
cookies are for health.
There's a nod to the pizza from the film. The tarantula is there. That's a nod to that. You got the laundry chute. Well, that's very prominently in the film. It's lots of little things that's just like, yeah, like you've obviously watched this film and just put a bunch of stuff from that into this game. It shows a little bit more effort than most made with these movie tie-ins. I appreciate that.
Right, and Kevin's scared of the basement, so that's where you have to go fight the bosses and stuff. Like, you have to face your fears and go in the basement.
Exactly.
What did you think? Sorry, one quick thing that we forgot to mention is, once you collect enough of the items to unlock the basement, the key just kind of like drops in front of the basement door. Like, you don't have to put forth any effort to, like, the key is there and then you can just go in. Like, I don't know why it wouldn't just be like,
the door's unlocked.
You go, like there's enough stuff, you can go down to the basement now, or like they just put a key there. Like, they don't even hide it anywhere. Like, that would have added a dimension of challenge to this if, like, they showed one of the random rooms and like the key is in there, so you'd have to kind of go look for it. But
I don't know. I think that's just a kindness, because after finding all of those items and then getting them all down the chute, if they then said, "Oh, you've got to go find the key now," it's just one of them and it's somewhere in the 2 floors you've been. I think I would have just like,
I'd be done.
I'd be like, nah, come on.
Yeah, no, yeah. You've talked me out of that idea.
It's a kindness. It's just like, well, there you go. You've done enough. Go and fight a boss now. Well done.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to wrap it up?
I think
because it's Christmas time.
One last thing on the key. It's like, we know the game is kind of fun, but we don't want to push it.
Yeah. Let's keep this thing moving, guys. Let's keep this thing moving.
Yeah. Sam, do you want to wrap up your thoughts there and give it a score? And give the film a score at the same time.
Really? Okay. I wasn't prepared for that, but I can figure it out.
Just don't wrap up the film. Just wrap up the game.
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about the movie some more. Let's go movie first. Like, movie is like it's a yearly watch along with like Christmas Vacation. Those are really the only ones I like consistently feel like I want to watch every year. Elf is in there too. That's a fun one. But yeah, I mean, this is a classic. It's like a solid 9.5. I mean, obviously we picked it apart because we're, if you're turning a rational eye to what is really kind of just a a silly holiday comedy. Like, you're gonna find all kinds of holes in it, but it's good fun. Like, obviously, it is fun how cartoony it is. The second one takes that to the next level. I mean, when he's in that like abandoned brownstone and sets up all those traps, like 2 might be better than 1, just pound for pound for traps. But I don't know, just great movies. I don't know. I love them both. The first 2, nothing else. I've seen 3 when I was a kid. I thought it sucked then. It sucks now. I'm not watching 4. I'm not watching any of the Disney Plus shit. Just give me the 2 and that's it. But yeah, 9.5 is where I'm at for the movie. Game, more fun than I thought it was going to be, quite honestly. Obviously not on anything. You got to either have a physical copy or emulate. But yeah, I was expecting to absolutely hate it, and I was pleasantly surprised by how much I didn't hate it. Yeah, obviously it's very repetitive. You are just finding shit and putting it down the chute, but it kind of, you kind of like get in this little zen state where you're like methodically checking the rooms, and it's got kind of a more fun gameplay loop than you would think. So I guess if you're interested in trying it, you have the means to either play it or emulate it. Just give it a shot, because it's not the worst game. I think it is, at the end of the day, it is a kind of shovelware Super Nintendo adaptation of a movie. I'm going to call it 5. But that's a generous 5. That's like when a game fucking sucks and you know it and they know it, like, that's a low score. This is like about the ceiling of where I'm going to go for a game like this, and it was not the worst time.
What was your score? Sorry, I was typing something in.
5.
5, excellent. 5. All right, thanks, Sam. We're at 5 out of 10. Let's see what Alan thinks about the game.
Well, I'm going to start with the film, and I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10, and I'm going to move on. It's classic. I love it. I watch it every year. That's all I'm going to say about that. The game, I agree with Sam. Like, I was expecting this to be a game that absolutely sucked, and it had every right to absolutely suck. I mean, it's a movie tie-in game from like the 90s. I mean, they weren't exactly batting 1,000 back then for this sort of thing. But it is surprisingly fun. It kind of takes that almost spy versus spy mechanic and adapts it for the Home Alone franchise that we know and love so well. And I think it shows a good amount of care and attention to detail, just the little nods that they put to the movie all throughout this game. I mean, sure, it doesn't control great and the music is kind of lame and repetitive, but it's bright, it's colourful, you know what you're doing, you know what the gameplay loop is, and it's very, very short. It doesn't overstay its welcome. So if you like Home Alone, and like Sam said, it's not the easiest game to track down, but, you could waste an hour on this over the Christmas period and just be like, well, there you go. I played the unofficial sequel to Home Alone, and it's definitely getting an extra point out of me because I didn't know that was what this game was, and it does explain a lot about why they made some of the decisions they did. So I know I'm going to keep it short, and I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because 5, I think, is sort of right on that border between good and bad. And I think this had a little bit more good going for it than it did bad. So I'm going to give it a 6.
All right, we got a 5 out of 10.
Sorry?
Home Alone as much as Brian liked Devil May Cry. Well, more because you actually wanted to play it. But then score-wise, it's the same.
All right, so Sam gave it a 5 out of 10. Alan gave it a 6 out of 10. And as far as the movies goes, we got 9 and a 9.5, not respectively, in reverse order. I'm also going to agree about the movie. I'm not going to get into it. We over-talked about it. And I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I'm not going to disagree with that at all. As much as I kind of poo-pooed on it, it's more of me being an adult thing, kind of seeing it through adult eyes rather than the joys I have of actually watching the movie. I was not bored through my watch through at all, and I've seen this movie probably 20 times over the last 30 some odd years, and it holds up for just a great fun Christmas movie. And it makes Macaulay Culkin immortal in the fact that even though he's the same age as I am, I'll always see him as 10-year-old Kevin McCallister because he was 10 when he filmed it. But yeah, so that's enough about the movie. Going on to the game, I'm going to agree with you guys. I didn't hate this game, but I also didn't like this game. It's just one of those, yes, I've played it. No, I'm not sad I've played it, but I don't really feel any joy from having played it. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I found the gameplay loop to be repetitive, and with there only being 4 levels and 2 floors per level, and the infinitely large McCallister home with its 4 wings pointing towards the 4 winds of the gods, and their 4 giant safes, it deviated a little too far from the movie for me to really say this is a great movie adaptation, but there are those nods to it that bring it kind of back up. I would never recommend anybody run out and buy this game. I was looking it up on price charting when Sam was talking there, and this game sells for $60 American.
Oh, fuck that.
Or
no.
it's valued $60 American, complete in box. And if you find a new copy of this game, it values at $700.
Jeez.
So obviously there's some value to this game. The European copy is $19 American. So, you could trip and, land on 3 copies. To give it a score, I'm going to go lower than both of you. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 10. I'm not sad I've played this game, but at the same time, I am not going to sit there and gush about it and recommend it to people. It's good if you find a copy and don't really have anything else to play, or if you're just Home Alone curious, but don't run out to try to find this game. That's what I'm kind of saying.
Not for that price. Jeez.
Yeah, especially for that price. I mean,
yeah, that surprises me because, mostly I'm collecting loose cartridges. I don't really go for in-box with manual too much. I
think the in-box is like $20, which is still kind of steep for how much this game gives you.
I mean, if you could find a copy of this for like $10 or $15, that's not bad.
No,
but
yeah,
don't do more than that, honestly.
There are worse.
Exactly.
There are worse games that you could have in your collection than this.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I mean, of course, there's worse games you could have, but don't run out getting this one.
Don't get those either.
Games are there.
No.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to do it for another episode of Retrotopia. Of course, I've been Brian. Joining me, as always, was Sam and Alan, and we talked about Home Alone the movie and the video game on the Super Nintendo. Maybe one day one of us will get to the Megasys version. We don't know. But probably not me. That's all I'm going to say about that. So if you're ever home alone, make sure you ice down your front steps. I don't care if it's summer, just to be safe.
And Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Hi there everyone! We here at Retrotopia couldn't do what we do without the support of our Patreons, and to that effect we would like to shout out our heroes at the hero tier. So a huge Retrotopia thank you from all of the hosts here to Andrew Wright, Wildcard, Unbuckled Cape, Makeshift Money, Sergeant Ombre, Randy Berridge, BCOS19, J Nasty 15, Chris Kaplane, Jack Datchler, Sir Busts-A-Lot, Big Kid 782, Super Dave, Big Brown Dog, Stud Still Smash, Fallen Snow Kiku, Radmac, Calin Higas, Old Man Gamer, Raging Demon, Radioactive Hooli, Blue Shell Discharge, The Big Deal, Dylan Jacobson, Game Genius, H, Brother Retro, Shane's World, Ovindley, Brian Spritzer. So thanks as always for your support, guys. It truly means the world to us and means we can keep doing this little thing that we love so much. Game on.